Come with us now, if you dare, down a rickety staircase into a dank, dark basement. What awaits? The Saturday Night Freak Show.
Well, hello, friends. Thanks for listening to the Saturday Night Freak Show podcast, the weekly movie and talk show podcast that comes your way. Yes, you guessed it, every Saturday. These are the Internet Radio Superstars.
Holly.
John.
Michaela.
And I'm Colin. And tonight we watched the movie that was chosen by...
Michaela. Where'd we hide tonight?
We were a hider in the house tonight.
We were.
Yes.
Hiding in the house. From the year.
1988.
Is it 88?
Yes.
It's a 91 on the thing. Is
So
it earlier?
it was made in 88.
Okay.
But didn't get fully released until 1991.
Oh, is there a reason
Because
for that?
Vestron Pictures went bankrupt as they were marketing this movie to go to theaters. And then they said,
That
oops,
tracks.
we can't throw this in theaters. So then they released it to VHS. And then
Gotcha.
later on, it got a minor
it seemed
theatrical
like it
release.
had like a theatrical kind of like a budget.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It was intended to go to theaters.
Yeah.
It
Alright.
just didn't.
Directed by.
Hold on. This guy's name is very fake and generic sounding. Matthew Patrick.
Ooh. Oh, that's the name.
Matthew.
Yeah, you
Alan
don't.
Smithy?
You know him
What-
from
what are we-
nothing
what are we
else.
doing here?
He's
No.
done a few other things, but this is the most notable thing he's done. And this
This
was
is
his
the most
first-
notable?
Yeah,
Oh.
and this was his first movie.
I had never heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
More.
Anything after this?
Well, he did get work after this, but nothing at this recognizable.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
seriously, if he scrolls IMDb, he'll be like, these don't sound like real movies. More importantly, this was written by Lem Dobbs,
Lem.
who we know from previous episode Dark City. He wrote Dark City.
Okay.
Very different movie, right?
Different
Extremely
movie.
different movie.
Okay.
He also wrote, that movie Haywire with Gina Carano.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soderbergh.
Wow.
And he also wrote freak show favorite Gotti.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
There we go.
So
Name the 5 boroughs.
yes,
He continues to work, but do we want him?
Yes.
quite the resume, don't we think? Because wow,
I would say so. Eclectic.
those are the
Wide-ranging?
4 most different movies I could think of. You
Yeah.
know, that's
I think he
yeah,
also
pretty
did like
wide-ranging.
uncredited on Romancing the Stone.
Correct,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh.
All right.
Okay.
So it's got
Starring.
like a pedigree behind it, right?
Yeah,
At least
yes.
the writer. Well, no, I mean Lem hadn't done really
Yeah.
anything before.
Not at this point.
prior to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And pedigree with cast.
Yes.
Yes.
Who's in this movie?
The Buse is
Michaela?
loose, guys. Gary Busey is all over this, running all over this movie.
He's all over it.
Man, you go like what? Like that guy's
Well,
career.
Gary Busey.
Have you seen the Buddy Holly?
Buddy
Yes,
Holly
it's
story.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
Oscar-nominated.
And he's
wonderful.
great.
What
Yeah.
year was that?
That was
60,
before
Late
this.
60s, 70s, early 70s?
Wow.
Yeah,
Had to be, right?
very early.
Because
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I remember when I was younger, Gary Busey was known.
1978.
78.
78.
So a
Oh,
full
wow,
10
okay.
years before this movie.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is Gary Busey a good actor?
Well, we need to talk about that first because I think for a lot of us that only know like a 2000 celebrity rehab era Gary Busey, we have a very different perspective than anyone who saw his work before that, especially because Gary Busey famously has like a traumatic brain injury. So we have 2 different versions basically. So this movie was filmed in September of 1988. And he got into the car accident that caused his traumatic brain injury in December of
Was it a
1988.
motorcycle accident?
Motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
So he was an avid motorcycler, extremely against helmets and law regulations
Aren't they
for
all
helmets.
when they
He
crash?
did a fundraiser to lobby against passing bills requiring them to wear
That'll do
helmets.
it.
Smart.
And then landed the back of his head on a curb and had permanent brain damage. And many years later, there was reevaluations done, and they thought that at the time they kind of underplayed how brain damaged he was. But basically, he has no impulse control and no filter anymore because of his brain damage.
So did that start like immediately following the injury?
Yeah, he had a pretty lengthy recovery from that motorcycle.
Because Point Break was like a big movie.
Yes.
I remember
I was
for
saying,
him.
I remember like in the 90s, like I was aware of Gary Busey before like Crazy Rehab,
Yeah.
all
Right.
that stuff. And like I knew he was eccentric, but his craziness wasn't like his fame.
No, because I
yeah.
mean,
He was always a little weird and
Yeah,
eccentric.
he-
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was eccentric. Played those roles that kind of played that up. What was the first like Busey role you?
Under Siege.
Okay. Oh, he's in. Oh.
He's in Under Siege.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen Under
Yeah.
Siege
Yeah.
Ever.
he's one of the because that was part
Haven't
of
you?
that like
Oh, I haven't.
renaissance
Oh, I
that happened after after Point Break. Because
Yeah.
I remember my first was Silver Bullet, the Stephen King.
That's
Silver
probably
Bullet.
the first thing I've seen
Okay.
him in. Yeah. And he's pretty good in that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not a great movie,
He's
but
very naturalistic.
right.
I guess is that Is it the quality of a good actor?
Yeah, and I think that seeing this movie tonight, he definitely had actor like instincts that he was following, and like and I can kind of see how everything now is just dysregulated. I guess you know, like the talent's still there, but it's not being filtered and processed the same way. I guess. The Ginger Dead Man. Can't forget that.
Yeah.
Ginger Dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, well,
Yes.
all right.
He is the voice of the Ginger Dead Man. Yes.
Yeah. But that
Sean's
was
gonna
like,
bring it now.
oh, how the mighty have fallen to full moon. Yeah.
Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong.
Right.
What was your first
Lethal
Busey?
Weapon.
Lethal Weapon, yeah.
Lethal Weapon and who could forget Drop Zone.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big fan of Drop Zone.
I know, because it felt like that was the Gary Busey of that era. You know, he'd show up in these things, and but
I
he had
forgot
a
he was in Lost
reputation.
Highway. Totally forgot he was in
Gary
Lost Highway.
Busey was in Lost Highway. Am I like totally? Oh, he was the dad.
Yeah.
He was Balthazar Getty's dad. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Wow.
A normal role for Gary Busey.
In a David Lynch movie, Gary Busey finds a normal role. Yeah, that makes sense.
That is weird, isn't
One
it?
of my favorites, where he plays Keys in Predator 2.
Mhm.
that's right.
That role.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
he
Especially
did,
since he gets sliced in half.
which we did on this show, and
We
so
did the second best Predator movie ever.
Yeah,
thanks to the diligence of MF Mad, the keeper of the Saturday Night Freak Show Wall of Fame, he wants us to know that we are putting Gary Busey on the Saturday Night Freak Show Wall of Fame tonight
it's
for his role
warranted.
in Predator 2, and also Hider in the House, and of course the immortal Point Break.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
Point
you.
Break.
I forgot you guys did Point Break.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, who else is in the movie?
Mimi Rogers.
Mimi
Mhm.
Rogers.
Scientology darling herself. She was born
used
into
to
it.
be- she
Yeah.
Her dad was a very famous
Yeah.
auditor who
That's
audited Sonny Bono.
She was married to Tom Cruise for a while, right?
Yes,
Isn't that Tom
she
Cruise's
was,
first
yeah.
wife?
And is credited with introducing him to the church. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, she's the origin
Yes,
story.
her
Oh.
tentacles reach far in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was his
Shit.
first marriage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were they in a movie together then? It feels like they must have been, and I am blanking it out. If there was, it's not All the Right Moves or
I don't really know her career very
Outsiders,
well.
or I remember to me,
Maybe.
Mimi Rogers she was with Tom Berenger in Someone to Watch Over Me, and I don't know why that is my linchpin Mimi Rogers
John
movie.
Carpenter movie?
No,
Didn't he do something to watch over?
no, he did.
Oh,
is
no,
it
John
someone?
Carpenter
Someone's watching. Adrian Barbeau. Someone's watching me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, Mimi Rogers has been around in a bunch of stuff. What was that David Duchovny movie she was in? It was The Rapture. You see that one?
Okay. I don't think I've seen many of her
Austin
movies.
Powers.
Yeah.
Right. Right. But these are like
British.
no.
No.
Okay. Because I'm sorry, she just plays British in that movie, and that's how I
Oh,
always
right,
thought
yeah.
of her in my head for some reason.
First Mimi Rogers movie.
Isn't
Yep.
she one of the
Austin
girls'
Powers.
moms in Ginger Snaps or something?
She is.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
She's in
That's right,
Ginger
yeah.
Snaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good because I
Yeah.
remember that being a get for that
Mhm.
movie, getting Mimi Rogers to
Mhm.
do it. But these are, I mean, I guess to the quality of the production, right? It's like they got Gary Busey, who was a thing at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and Mimi Rogers, who was also a thing at the time, and
Michael McKean.
who was a thing at the time.
Yeah.
And I
Which
guess
surprised me when he showed up in this movie. I
Yes.
was not expecting that.
And maybe a performance to rival the creepiness of Gary Busey. They had to cast someone equally matched, so they went Bruce Glover.
This man.
Yeah.
Mimi Rogers and Tom Cruise were not in a movie together, but she was on the set of Cocktail a lot.
She was Honey Trip for Scientology,
Yeah.
wasn't she?
I think she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Mhm.
Bruce Glover. I think we've done at least one Bruce Glover movie because wasn't he
Feel
the
like it.
incredible electrified man in Popcorn, the movie within the movie?
Oh my God.
And
I
Popcorn?
don't even know. Was he?
We'll never know.
I need to give Popcorn a rewatch. I enjoyed that one.
I remember liking it. I
Yeah.
just don't remember much about it.
That's Crispin's dad,
Yep.
right?
The genes are strong, you can tell in the face.
Very strong.
Yes.
He was in Diamonds Are Forever.
They're
Walking
both-
Tall, the original. If you
Oh, wow. The original Walking
They're
Tall.
both
Yeah.
very good at
Oh
playing
shit! I remember
creepy.
him in Diamonds Are Forever. They were the two hitmen,
Yeah.
Mhm.
him and the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this movie is
Crown Affair.
never made it to theaters and was released direct to video, but this is like a thriller. It's not really a horror movie,
No.
but
It's a
thriller.
drama for a lot of it.
So is this the template for this, right? Like as you move, because remember, I think we were saying like the 90s kind of got into like psychological thriller stuff.
Yes.
This is very much where the genre was going or where it was. And then like this whole thing shifted to Lifetime television.
Oh yeah, this movie.
is a Lifetime movie.
It is, but you remember we used to make those into real movies, you know?
Yeah.
Where they
And-
had crane shots.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And now once every 10 years we get like a Beyonce obsessed type movie that's supposed to be like that, and it just doesn't live up to the zaniness. That's the thing. The big budget movies now play it too safe. They got to get weird with it to
Well, don't we
make
have
it
like
work.
The Housemaid? Would that be?
I haven't
like,
seen that. I don't know.
I haven't seen
But
it
is
either,
that-
but I hear that's probably more along the
Yeah.
lines of something like this. It seems
Gotcha.
like.
I should
Is
watch
that
it.
a Paul Feig?
Yeah.
I think
Is
it's-
it?
I think it's Paul Feig.
Is it? It
Well,
might
then
be.
it's going to be
And-
funnier than you want it to be.
Right, but we all seem to like
A simple
Simple
favor. I did.
I
like
was
A
gonna
Simple
say,
Favor.
yeah. It might be
Yeah.
solid. Yeah.
But I also never saw the sequel because that movie did not need a
Oh,
sequel.
I heard it was terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was also terrible.
Yeah.
But it's a new. Well, it's not a newer area.
Yeah.
It's treading the same ground, but I heard it was good.
Yeah, before we got into like the psychological thrillers where we're literally talking about psychology and like psychiatry and how
Oh, right.
sexy
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Before we
Yeah.
get to that, we're in this period of like domestic thrillers where it's
And
like
the Rockstar
it's
People?
happening in suburbia. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the dark side of suburbia.
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah, you're just
The house is so perfect.
Working, you got a perfect
Mhm.
life.
Yeah.
You got 2.5 kids.
Mhm.
You're staying at home, and then all of a sudden shit happens.
Okay, so you were getting that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yes.
that was my read on the movie tonight. Is like this is about a very specific like era
Yes, very yes.
Of,
specific era.
Yeah.
suburban family mores
Yeah,
or
this
whatever.
is maybe like peak American dream.
Yeah, seriously.
When you could achieve it, and maybe have it, and because you could achieve it and have it and all that stuff, it was scarier if there was just like shit that could go wrong with it.
Yeah, because
if the threat was coming from inside the house, literally.
Right, these
Inside
perfect
your
areas
perfect
of it.
home isn't
Yeah.
really perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it was big at this
like
time.
yeah, because for some reason when I was watching it, I was thinking of Excessive Force with Ray Liotta, Madeline Stowe,
not seen
right,
that.
and
I have not seen
Kurt
it.
Russell. Because I think at some point I don't remember if he like. Well, okay, he didn't like move into the house, but he has access to their house. But that's also what it's going after is that kind of paranoia that, like, I mean, the your house
Yeah.
is not a safe space,
Mhm.
So I guess the first person that we're meeting is the Gary Busey character, Tom Sykes.
Psych.
Yeah.
Sykes.
Yeah. I love how we get a whole movie in a title sequence,
Yep.
Yeah.
but not even a whole movie because we just see like illustrations and clips, but we get the audio to a whole nother movie.
We get the audio and we get the what is now probably cliche kids drawings.
Yes.
Of,
Yeah.
of the evil things that are happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
And then some old photographs.
Yeah.
some old photographs
Yeah.
and then the voiceover of all of what is happening.
I wonder if they shot it. I
They
was just,
did. I was
Oh, they
going to say,
did.
so they
Oh,
originally
no.
shot this whole intro scene of him being viciously abused by his parents. And
This is better.
then they decided like,
It's too much.
it not only does it put the movie like at 2 hours, but it's a little too intense for how we want to start this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because the allegiance to this character flip flops through the whole movie.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure.
starting off on a way darker foot if
Yeah.
you're like
Yeah.
literally
I mean,
opening with child
honestly,
abuse.
honestly, the sound clip was enough.
That was horrible
It
enough.
was,
yeah.
it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and we saw like they showed like his disturbing childhood drawings. They show pictures of a kid with cigarette burns all over his arm. You
Yeah.
get it. You don't
We-
need anything more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to see the child actually getting burned with the
No,
cigarette.
I was like, we literally hear him being beaten. We
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
it said,
you're being tricked out of his hiding spot. It's like we won't hurt you, we won't hurt you. Boom, boom.
Yeah, it's
That is the
it's
opening of this
awful.
movie.
It's very awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that was like, it was economical. I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yes.
they're putting all this stuff. And I mean, a lot of what occurs in the first 20 minutes does kind of eventually pay off,
It does, but it goes quick. Like
Good pace.
Gary Busey lives in this house real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within
Yeah.
like first 20 minutes.
Well, so how do we get there? So we know that he was abused.
He was abused.
I heard Jake Busey, his son, played the younger version of him.
Yes.
That's why I was waiting for him
Yeah.
to show up,
Yeah.
and he never did.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, okay, that was probably him in the flashback audio.
Oh, Jake.
Did he play his own dad?
Yes.
Okay, so he filmed a scene where he beat his own son.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Fucked up.
Yep.
That's really
Yep.
fucked up.
But if I mean, I'd like if I had an actor whose son looked exactly like him, like
Yeah.
you do it.
Mhm.
You do it.
Yeah, because Jake, I don't know what, like, this is years before Starship Troopers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It was
oh,
like,
Yeah.
yeah. So we get the idea. Oh, yeah, and as you established that he likes to hide under, he hides in the in the
Because
closet.
he feels safe.
safe.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
like Clicky Bones from.
Mhm.
Well,
The Boy.
his word is it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, but
Which-
the therapist corrects me. It's like safe.
Yeah.
And then but he's like, well, yeah, safe. And I was like, no, he meant comfortable.
Yeah.
He meant like I could stay here.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
a
not
nice
bad.
little space. Like he was serious.
You put a few rugs down.
A couple throw
Yeah.
pillows.
Yeah, make a place. What's that
well, they
from?
try
It's
to
from something.
they set
Young
up his
Frankenstein.
character like
Young
Is
Frankenstein.
it?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
couple throw pillows.
Yeah,
yeah.
they set up his character then in a couple of introductory scenes where he meets with his psychiatrist, as you said, and then
Well, hold on. He goes to the state hospital because he burns the house down and kills
oh
his
right,
parents.
sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
that's important.
key. Yeah, that is key.
That's a big one.
And he kind
He
of sees
kills
it
his
as
parents.
self-defense because they beat him every day. At least that's like his little kid logic, right?
Yeah, and he even
yeah.
later on he comes to the conclusion like to his doctor. He's like, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
It drove me to it.
Right.
And that's when his doctor's like, maybe we should continue to see each other.
Yes, yes. We see his files in the title sequence, beautiful files of
Great
him
files.
going
Yeah.
in and then him getting stamped for early release.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's cured.
He's busting
Like
out.
Norman
yeah.
Bates. He's
No.
No.
Budget cuts.
No. Well, I mean, a lot of times when kids commit crimes, they don't get sentenced like adults, so they do get
Yeah.
released.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
the Slenderman girls are out. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it happens.
Right. But
But
it's weird because like if a kid if something happens to the kid and he's just in in juvie or he's in these a sanitarium for most of his life, like there's only so much you can be like, oh, he's cured. Like he hasn't been out in the real
Right,
world for
right.
this whole time. Like how do you know how this thing reacts to this whole real world thing?
Mhm.
So then
You're
it's like, oh,
literally
God.
describing like the problem with our prison
Yeah,
system.
Yeah, yeah. There's no
Right.
aftercare,
It's
yeah.
it's better.
You're
It's
literally
like, well, he hasn't
describing
been
it.
in the world in 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do when you put him out there?
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. So he gets out, but he still has to come back once a week to meet with his therapist, and that's when he's like, "Oh, it wasn't my fault."
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we see like he does have like a living situation at like a halfway house or something, right? In an apartment downtown somewhere where
But he doesn't want to live there.
Well, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I want to live in a house.
Yeah.
I like that he makes this pronouncement to the
Declarative statements. Yes.
I mean, he wants it and he goes and gets it.
Right.
You know?
But it also says so much about who the character is at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like just the audacity, the
Delusion?
the delusion,
The delusion,
Yeah.
yeah.
I-
Because
I'll
he's like
say-
a 5-year-old.
Also
Yeah.
naivety.
Yeah.
Because he is a 5-year-old at this point. It's like, I've decided I want to live in a house. And I'm just like, well, wouldn't we all? Like,
Yeah.
And then after he quote unquote gets the house, he comes back to his next appointment and says, "I've decided I want a family."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Well, maybe someday you could." He's like, "No, I'm going to have one. I have them
planning
picked out." Like
Yeah.
what he's saying is, I
Planning on
have
it.
them picked
Yeah.
out. Like
Yeah.
yes.
they just don't know it yet, but
Right.
they are my family. Yeah.
I will
Well-
acquire a family.
You say he goes and gets a house. How does he get a house?
He goes for a walk.
Yep.
And he sees a beautiful house, which is the house from Father of the Bride,
Mm-hmm.
and decides, there it is. There's my house.
Yes. It's having construction done on it. We don't know if this is new or just remodel.
It looks like I think Sean said it looks like a remodel.
Yeah.
I feel like they were remodeling
Yeah.
it, and he's just like,
Right.
okay.
Well, they did say one of the kids later, "How come I can't go to my old school because you're in a new district?" So they are moving into. I
Well, no,
assume.
it's
Yeah.
like-
No,
it's
no,
like
yeah.
they're
They were
out,
moving,
They're gonna
yeah.
sell it. We got to remodel it before we were going to put it on the market. for
Yeah,
people
no,
to buy.
Okay.
it's
Or
new
they
for
bought
them.
Yeah.
it, right? Or they bought it and they're just like, fix some stuff up and then we'll get it.
Yeah, I just
'Cause-
wasn't sure if they
yeah.
built it they had this house built for them, like from the ground up, or if
No,
it was
I-
remodeled. I
Well,
think it was just
based on
yeah.
the condition of the attic.
Yeah.
That house has been there for a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That feels
Yeah.
like a-
yeah.
And
It was just they had the little mound.
They have
yeah.
that whole fight about talking to contractors and
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
clearly, like the remodel was their doing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he makes his way into the house when nobody's there and up to the attic. And in the attic, he begins to construct his little hidey room.
His nook.
Yeah.
Which so this bothered me the whole way through the movie. So I'm just going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you build a little hidey room in your attic where you're going to hide up there and nobody's going to know that you're there. God damn it, install a toilet.
But he might not. I mean,
easy.
plumbing is tough. You
Say
know.
that, and
I'm surprised.
okay with it
I'm
bothering
surprised
you,
he
but-
was capable of building a wall, let alone putting in a.
I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
just kind of nailing some boards up. That's all he really did.
but
you
he
know?
did a really good
He
job.
did the fake door.
He
The
had
fake
no
door.
car.
He
He,
had like a
had to
secret
walk
door.
those boards
Like,
all the way from the.
I
hardware
assumed they
store.
were there because of the remodeling.
Yeah,
I think he
but
just took
it
the remodeling
matched
stuff.
the attic perfectly.
Right.
Yeah.
He designed something really well in order to put a door in there that nobody can see.
Yeah.
When it's closed.
Like he
Yeah.
had to measure. He had to use a table saw.
math.
Like
I don't
yeah,
think. I really
It's
think that was
really
something
well
you could do.
Well, I mean,
constructed.
he's getting out like 35 or something
yeah,
like
but
that.
at least
right?
I would say
but
older,
he
older
went
than
in
that.
33. This is
Did they really?
Well, that's what it was.
But he
on
went
his
in there.
picture when he got released.
He went in
But
there
he's-
as a child.
Yeah, but he had woodworking classes.
We don't know that.
Yeah.
They have wood shop in
I feel
mental
like-
institutions.
I feel like that's
the tools.
I feel like that's a really dangerous thought.
No, I agree.
yeah,
Especially this early on.
yeah,
So we know the guy's like completely disturbed.
yes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
He's
going to buy a
trying to keep it
house.
together. He's like, I can't do it. I don't, just calm down. Just can't do it.
And so then
he's like, can you just keep your cigarette
He-
over there, please?
He tells his
he's very polite about it.
he tells his doctor that
Until
he's
he
trying his
flips out.
best.
Yeah, he's like, right. If we peg that answer, just like, do you feel like you're all better? It's like,
I'm trying.
I'm trying my best. It's like, that's not good.
That's what I tell people when they ask me if I'm okay, and I say
Yeah.
I'm trying. That means I'm not okay.
Right.
Just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to people. When
Yeah.
They answer you.
So he tucks himself away in the attic, and of course, it's not too long before a beautiful woman moves in.
Mhm.
Yes, and he sees her first. So of course he's probably assuming it's just her at
Oh,
first.
Yeah.
And then husband, 2 kids, and a dog roll up, and he's like, "This is more complicated than I thought. Now I
Yeah.
can't just show up."
Mhm.
So,
No.
but he hears everything they talk about basically because he has an intercom set up so that he can hear
Ooh.
through that. But also, this family's loud all the time. He probably
Yeah.
doesn't even
That's
need
true.
that to hear
But
them.
This is like 1980s rich. You have
Yeah.
an intercom system in your house.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's rich.
Yeah.
Especially for like
Mhm.
1980.
But this house is gigantic. You'd
It's a
need it to
huge
find
house.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did he take classes in like electrical
he
engineering
would
too?
have to because he rewired.
He
some shit to be
rewired
able to hear
the
this.
yeah.
He had time to read a lot of books.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
There's some,
yep.
there's some
Okay.
convenient stuff in here, but
Yeah.
you know.
I know, where does he shower? Okay.
Well, we know where he showers.
Yeah.
We see it.
He
Yeah.
showers
Eventually,
in the
yeah.
shower. Yeah.
He's very careful about it.
I guess you get the ideal American family. There's 2.5 kids.
Yep,
I suppose
yes.
the dog is the 0.5.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they move in, and everything is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it so? What's the there's
There's some tension.
you have to lay in the stress fractures.
Mhm.
Of course.
Michael McKean works for some kind of banking outfit.
He's business. He's
Yes.
he goes to business and then he comes home from business. And then,
Yeah, it's all business.
then he's a father.
Spreadsheets and
Yeah.
Spreadsheets and
yeah.
Yeah, reports. Presentations.
fractions and,
Mhm.
yeah, presentations and briefcases.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't get the impression that she had she mentioned something about giving up a career, because basically he said you could stay home and take care of the house, and then and eventually that becomes like, I'm tired of hearing about the
Yeah.
house all the time.
Yeah.
Tired of hearing about the house all the time on the second day after they moved in.
Yeah. The timeline is very confusing in this.
But I guess like they probably were doing, like you said, remodeling up until they moved in. So this is, I guess, have been months of this. But
Yeah.
that's not what we see in the movie. In the
Right,
movie,
we
he
don't
seems
see that.
insane because you just moved in. Yeah, you're focused
Yeah.
on the house
Right.
when nothing's unpacked yet.
Yeah.
Duh.
He's like, you're supposed to be focusing on the family.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you've been
This
there a
is
day.
helping
so-
the family.
Well, you've been here a total of 2 hours in the past week, so like
Yeah.
you let her handle some shit.
Yeah.
And you
Mhm.
shut the fuck up. But this is the marital strife of the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is what it was. It's
He's
like,
got stress at work.
Right, the man's got stress at work, and
There's
it's like
yeah. Construction on the house.
This whole huge house, which is very expensive. And
He's saying they can't
remodeling.
afford. So why'd you move in here then?
Oh, but maybe that's it. Maybe it's he's paying for the remodel. Is that like what the thing is? It's like, and so that's why he's like stressed out about it. It's like, I'm doing what you said about the
I think
house.
this comes down to the stereotypical I did this for you, and we you wanted this house, and I'll give you anything you want in the world, and then he just gave it to her without because he was stupid, and it's like maybe we can't afford this, but he's just like
Yeah.
we'll do it later.
And
So they
maybe
gotta
he
work
bought it
harder.
for out of a place of guilt because he
quite possibly
cheated on her before.
which is
Yeah.
also possible. Like
Mhm.
he's just like, okay, we'll move into this house because he is currently
Mhm.
doing other things.
Yeah, so that comes out at a party
It's a
later
housewarming,
on.
yeah.
Put it this way: his frustrations are of his own making. I would say at this point.
The gall of this man
He
at
has
his
a lot of gall in this movie.
housewarming party to be talking to his best friend how he's gonna see the girl he hooked up with before again, even though he said he wouldn't. He said it was a one-time thing. He's saying this out loud in the middle of his
And then
new
the
house.
Best friend's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Of course, this is all heard by the hider in the house who has
Yes.
the entire place wired. There's also a subplot then with the son. Like this one actually gets like its own little mini storyline. The son, new to the school, innocently comes up to kids to make friends, and of course, it has to be like the school
He's like, what the
bully.
fuck you say to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just how kids are, no matter what
So
decade.
like, okay, so he's going to have an issue with the kids at school. And pretty soon, all of this is going to come to a head. Things are going to go horribly wrong for this family. I guess the first thing is, right, it's the dog.
Yeah.
Um,
Unfortunately, yeah.
the dog
Yeah.
has the second sense and knows that there's a hider in the house.
The dog knows immediately. They bring that dog in the house the day they're moving in, and he runs
Literally,
up to the
yeah.
attic and is barking nonstop.
Literally, the dog walks in the house and runs up to the attic.
Yeah.
So we know that Gary Busey has to do something here. He has to get rid of this dog,
Yes.
otherwise he will be
as soon
discovered.
as you are, we are very early introduced to a man hiding in a house with a family, and then a dog.
Yep.
So we know very quickly that something is going to happen to this dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
going to
inevitable,
happen.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Later movies would try and subvert this, maybe, but we are in the 1990s, 80s. They're going to kill that dog.
I mean, technically, a fish gets taken out too.
in
the third act.
True.
He also
True.
kills a fish, so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Rufus
Oh,
the dog is disposed of and put into the backyard, buried in the backyard.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not too concerned about it. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem.
They put up
somebody will bring it back.
they put up like a reward poster and then they never talk about it.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. They're
Yeah, the
pretty
kids, like,
distracted.
Have lip service to like, where's Rudolph or
Yeah,
what's his
yeah.
name? Rudolph.
Rudolph,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
was a kid.
Yeah.
And the other character that's introduced is the next door neighbor,
Yeah, what was his name?
played by Bruce Glover,
Bruce-
but
yeah,
you don't
Bruce
remember
Glover,
his
Husband
name.
wasn't called Phil. I would call this guy Phil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
His uniform.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, because Neil is the son,
Phil's the
Yes.
son.
and
Phil's
Holly
the dad.
is the
Holly's
daughter.
the
Yeah.
daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look his name up.
Yeah. So the next door neighbor, so Mimi Rogers on the first night, I think it's the first night,
Mhm.
goes for
Gene.
Gene,
the
okay.
next door neighbor.
Yeah.
His name's Gene.
Yeah, she goes for a skinny dip that apparently the whole neighborhood can see into her pool. Because we see Gary Busey, and like that when we say attic window, these ones that he's looking out are like full size house windows with 2 shutter doors that open, and like you could easily step out of this window no problem. It's huge.
He
I don't know
does.
how she didn't see him.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
he's
right.
he's
I
at
wonder
that
this a
window.
lot.
He's at that window a lot during this
Yeah.
movie, and nobody ever sees him. Like
Yeah.
he does it in broad daylight.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of standing in very open windows and also climbing sides of huge houses
Yes.
in
Yeah.
broad daylight. We're
Yeah.
doing a lot.
Yeah, but I
of-
like that it was covered by some kind of foliage, and so he was able to sneak up around.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He would have to study the habits of his neighbors in the neighborhood a lot to know when to go in and out of this house.
He's just
Yeah.
lucky.
There are a lot of there are a few of convenient cuts.
a lot.
Mhm.
From what
Yes.
the
I mean,
work
you know, 'cause
like,
you're
all
going
right,
like-
how did he get out of that?
He has to keep an appointment with his doctor at a certain time, I assume. But like, what
Yes.
if he can't get out of the house because somebody didn't leave it or whatever?
Right, and that's
He-
like a parole thing. If you don't
Yeah.
show up, they're going to send somebody
Right.
after you.
Yeah.
So it's very convenient.
But that scene in the
terrible.
pool kind of positions him, and you're like, okay, this is where this is going to go. It's like he looks out, sees her skinny dipping,
Mm-hmm.
and then he looks over and he sees the other neighbor looking out his window. So
Mhm.
now Gary Busey is going to be the protector, right? This is my
Yeah.
house.
Yes, my
This is
territory.
My territory. And so that's why the movie is trying to do, I guess, these kind of like, shift, like, I guess, Norman Bates, right? It's
Mhm.
trying to
Yeah.
shift your allegiance a little bit. Like,
Very
who's the worst one here?
It changes by scene, man. It really
really
changes a
does.
lot. Because there's points in the beginning of this movie where I'm like, fuck Phil. I don't give a, I mean, even honestly, even by the end, I didn't care what happened to him because I still thought he sucked.
Yeah, fuck.
But that first scene when he's just like berating her and screaming, and their kids are upstairs hearing it and crying, and like
Yeah.
he just like takes it so far that I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, there's no redeeming this guy. And then it gets
Yeah.
even worse.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
don't,
sucks.
you know, I don't like that she takes him back in and that he ends up being like
Yeah.
a force that staves off who is the ultimate bad guy.
Right.
But that doesn't, like, he's still a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know? He's still not a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They should still get divorced after
I
this.
I think so.
I like those scenes where, you know, like after she kicks him out of the house,
Mhm.
and because she's like, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, we should talk about
We
that
should
scene.
talk.
Yeah.
We should talk
Yeah.
about how she finds out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's
Okay.
diabolical.
Thing,
We
yeah,
should
too.
talk about that.
Okay, so when he overhears, when Gary Busey overhears Phil talking about how he's going to meet up with this girl again, he hears where he's going to do it and when.
Mhm.
And he writes it down on a piece of paper to make it look like Phil wrote it. And then he goes to the hotel where this lunch is going to happen between Phil and his mistress. And he talks to the maitre d' and is
Mhm.
like, here's a note for my wife when she gets here. Calls Julie from the payphone, pretending to be Phil's coworker, saying, hey, he wants you to come to lunch right now.
Mhm.
So his wife is coming down to see him having lunch with his mistress while Gary Busey watches from across the hotel, we assume, like a hotel restaurant. He like lurking in the foliage. But he splits before he can actually see it unfold.
Mhm.
Right.
But he knows
He
the
knows.
note he gave to the maitre d' says, "Come up to this room."
Mm-hmm. And it's
Like,
unlocked.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like this because there was the scene where he intercepted where whatever was going to
Yeah.
happen, the meeting. They didn't play the audio. He like pushes the speaker to his ear so he can't hear. So I guess you assume, right? It's going to be a lunch, and
Right.
he's going to catch, or
Yeah.
she's
Right.
Mimi Rogers is going to catch him with the other woman.
Right.
Because I was surprised.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
How
oh
it
shit!
ultimately ends up
Yeah.
Going up
shit.
to a hotel room.
He's really setting
Oh
us up.
no!
Yeah. Oh, she goes up to the hotel room and opens the door and just sees him doing it right in the middle of the afternoon. And
Mhm.
it's brutal.
After the
It's
delight,
brutal,
and
yeah.
then-
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Phil follows her all the way home and they have another fight that's going to traumatize their kids. And
Right,
it's
were the
when she
kids there
kicks
for
him
that
out.
No,
Oh, they were not
They
there
were
yet.
at school,
School, I
but that's
think.
where she like packs his suitcase and tells him to get the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this to Gary Busey is like, haha, another
Mhm.
one is down on my
Mhm.
master
My
plan.
plan.
It's
She'll
just-
come.
it just
She'll come to my
seems-
shoulders for the
It just
rest of her and
seems
cry.
like too smart of a plan for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
he banked on a
considering
lot
this
of
is
things to work out
Yeah,
correctly.
This is this is the guy that said, "I want a house."
Yeah.
I've decided I want a house.
Yeah.
He comes off. So I mean, my take on him a lot of in this movie was you've cast Gary Busey, and so maybe I just didn't completely believe him in the part.
Hmm.
You know, it was like he has
I
too
thought-
much. He's too suave in some ways. He's polite in some ways that like, okay, this guy has never actually spent any time in a mental institution. He's playing a guy who did.
I thought
You know?
Wings Hauser would have pulled this off
Oh,
very well.
So-
I was watching this whole time going,
Yeah.
Wings
So was I.
Hauser would have done
Oh.
so
Oh my
good.
God.
He would have been so
Fuck.
good
Oh
in
my God.
this.
Or like Gary Busey and Wings Hauser in some kind of orbit.
Yeah.
It feels like of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
these
They're
They're two
guys.
sides of the same coin. Yeah.
I mean, I think Wings Hauser is crazier
Yes.
even than Gary Busey.
Scarier.
Yeah.
Which is quite a statement, but yeah.
This movie's already terrifying. It might be like an unwatchable level of scary with Wings Hauser. You know, it's
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm imagining
Yeah.
the remake, the recasting
yeah,
of Wings Hauser.
I
in
think it
all
might be
this-
too uncomfortable.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it might be too uncomfortable all the time. You may not feel any sympathy. I think you do feel a little sympathy for the
Gary Busey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Maybe
he's
that's why he
naive. It's
cast
his
him.
naivety. Yeah, yeah,
Because he does that childlike
right.
sense of
Yeah,
him.
and like
does
we're
come through.
uncomfortable many times throughout the movie, but with Wings Hauser, it would have been the entire.
entire
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
I wonder
yeah.
if like there was a sheet and it was like, well, we could get Wings Hauser
Yeah,
or Gary Busey, you know, and then they're like, yeah, we should probably go with Gary Busey.
Yeah.
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 But I guess what I was saying earlier, like they play those scenes between Michael McKean and Mimi Rogers,
Mhm.
right? That yeah, they should probably get divorced, but it's the kids. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
dynamic they're playing with them. Like they do, it's like, you know, the kids are like, when's dad coming back? Why'd
Right.
dad leave? And she's
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
okay, dad and I are in a fight. And then at some point she has to
Yeah.
like make it seem like it's like he didn't leave because he doesn't love you.
Right.
I asked him to leave.
Right.
You know, which
This
makes
is-
it her burden that
Yes.
dad left the house.
It's a tough line
yeah.
to work.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to throw the father of your children under the bus, and you don't want to alienate that relationship with the children.
Mhm.
But also, you're fucking pissed at that dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
of what he did to you.
Yeah, but you can't
Yeah.
say
is
why.
that is the toughest thing to do when you're talking to your children with that shit. It's hard.
And those
Yeah.
kids, as we see in this movie, are just going to make up their own reasons in
Yeah,
their mind and
yeah.
let their imaginations
Yep.
run wild and hurt themselves. Like they're just going to put it on themselves,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's
tough
tough. It's
for-
tough.
Kids
Yeah.
don't
Everyone.
kids don't understand, so they're gonna use their imagination to fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
only have their experiences.
Yeah.
and,
Right.
You know, kids don't think about other people, so it's
Mm-mm.
all centered on them. And so,
Mhm.
like, what did I
Right.
do
Mm-hmm.
to cause
Yeah.
this? Because like the main characters of the world and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real tough.
Yeah, but these are good. I mean, for a thriller, this is
know, I
why
think they're
that
good.
they
Yeah.
work. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Yeah,
like
I
this
think it
is
works.
these are good dramatic scenes.
And
Yeah.
the kids are good kid actors.
Good.
Like
Yeah.
especially Neil, the kid he's
He's a really
so,
good
he's
actor.
too good of
yeah.
a crier. It's upsetting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, he gets upset real well.
Yeah.
I believed him.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry,
Shit.
child.
We should mention that during the housewarming party, there's a scene where Holly, the little girl's like bouncing a ball in the yard and it goes over the pool fence and she's reaching to get the ball. And right before she falls in, Gary Busey comes and grabs her, puts her back, and then disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is kind of like so. Holly actually wakes up in the middle of the night one night
That's right.
and
Yeah.
sees him on the stairs.
Yeah.
So scary.
And then runs to tell her mom, and her mom's like, because I mean, what when you hear what she says,
Yeah.
it's like I was scared by the man.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you were dreaming. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, no one's ever gonna think there was a man just
Right,
in the
in
hallway.
the-
house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So she starts to kind of see him in now twice. He shows up.
I don't think
Right.
she saw his face on the stairs. I think
Yeah.
she,
I
I,
don't
think
think
he
she
was.
did
I think he
either.
was in the
Darkness.
shadow. I
Yeah.
don't think she saw who it was.
Right.
Mhm.
She just knew it was a man.
Right.
But
He
this
didn't
is-
say anything, so that can be dismissed.
It's
Yeah.
positioning him as like the savior. He's looking after the family, kind of like Frankenstein. with
Yeah.
that family that
Yes.
that he camps out next to.
Mhm.
And so, after the big matrimonial blow up, then we go like, okay, the scene is set. You know, Gary, how can you, or Tom, how can you insert yourself into this domestic situation? You live in her house. So you have to somehow arrange a meeting. So this is like Gary Busey getting all nervous, trying to feel, like, how am I going to, actually get to meet her,
Yep.
in public.
Yeah. A lot of practice speeches. A lot of
Through the kids.
And he does what any normal, well balanced adult would do: go hangs out outside of elementary school.
Yes.
Just
Makes
know.
total sense. Yeah.
So, granted, we aren't going there, but I think there's one other key piece of his psychology that we kind of touched on with the second meeting with the psychiatrist, but we got to go back and deal with. And that is one day they call an exterminator.
Oh
the
yes.
house.
Oh yeah.
yes. So
And-
dog is dead.
Yeah.
Yes. Dog's dead. Exterminator comes in, and I think,
Fogging up the attic.
He fumigates Gary Busey.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he
And-
thinks there's rats in the wall.
He
Yeah.
finds the pest.
Yeah. I mean, the
He does.
exterminator was on the right
He's in the-
track,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He was
Yeah.
a good exterminator. Yeah.
And Gary Busey, of course, in his planning, did not bring a gas mask with him into his little hidey hole. So, how is he going to deal with this situation?
Beat him with a flashlight.
Obviously.
Yeah, he
Yep.
beats that guy to death.
Yep. And then when he's done, he has that realization, like, oh, I didn't mean to. Doesn't he say something like that? I didn't mean to, or something like that.
There is that
Yeah.
sentiment we
Yeah.
get from him a lot. It's like, I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
Yeah.
It happens again later
Yeah.
on.
Well, because
Quite the body count for accidents.
Mhm.
This is, I mean, it's significant because it's like, okay, he killed a dog. That's like kind of working yourself up to like, okay, this guy is, I guess we know.
Well, he's already killed
We
his
know.
parents. Yeah.
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 So he has committed murder and then has to go talk to his therapist.
Yes.
Trying to justify. I think that's where the line comes out about like, I realized it wasn't my fault. My
Mhm.
parents drove me to do it.
Yeah,
and if
what
someone
would
was
you
to
call that?
attack my
Incidental
house,
murder? Like
I don't
murder,
know.
but just kind of like I set the house on fire. Yes, it did murder them, but
I think it's more like a manslaughter charge then, right?
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
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 second degree.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
It's great, this.
So now he's killed somebody, and now it's like, okay, now he's got to ingratiate himself into the house. So he goes to the school, right? As
Mhm.
Neil
Yes.
is getting out of school, and we've been following Neil's progression with the bully.
Yeah, Neil's having a tough time.
Mhm.
Again, as we
Mhm.
discussed, he's moved to a new school. He's
His dog's missing.
His dog's missing. His father is now gone because they had a fight, and he's just going through
And the
a
bully,
lot.
yeah.
And the bully. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's enough to break anyone, but especially
especially
a kid.
a child.
Yeah.
a lot.
And Gary Busey, I think the night before, like went to sleep listening to a conversation between mom and son, like over the intercom, where she was talking to him about the bully, right? Or he was saying there's a kid who's bullying me like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So Gary Busey sees his moment and he is going to take action.
Mm-hmm.
Holly, does this not feel like something they would do on It's Always Sunny?
Yes.
Like they would stage the fight to attract the attention, and It's
They
Always
would
Sunny.
find some boys like, you guys fight. We're
Yeah,
gonna break this up."
literally,
Yeah.
yes.
End up kicking the kid's ass.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
for
because
real?
there is an episode of It's Always Sunny where they beat the hell out of some kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Well,
Right on par.
it's like there's an episode of King of the Hill where Bill becomes obsessed with this lady jogger that keeps coming through his neighborhood. So to get her to talk to him, he digs a bunch of potholes in the street so she'll break her ankle, and then he has to help her. This is the same thing in this movie.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So he waits for his kid to get his ass kicked, and he waits until the mom pulls up to do anything about it. He could have stepped in earlier to stop this kid, but he wanted Mimi Rogers to see him pulling him apart and being the hero. So
Yeah.
and then he also backs up that Neil was the victim in the situation. So then
he's
Neil's
like, "I
like,
saw
this
it
guy's
happen."
cool. Mm-hmm.
I happen to be walking by.
Mm-hmm. He's always just around the corner,
Always in the
isn't he?
neighborhood.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Weird.
She
How
should
did he
ask more
show up the
questions. Where do you
second
live?
time?
What do you do? Why are you here? What do you spend your days
Well, I
doing?
think he just says that he lives in the neighborhood,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like-
He said
Yeah.
he names a street. He says
Yeah.
I live over in like Woodcliff
Right.
or something.
But the process of him, showing up more often, I'd be like, what do you do all day?
Yeah.
I'd have more questions for this man.
No,
but-
she's got a couple of nosy neighbors though, because the guy next door is also coming over all the time.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
That feels like the sitcom, more of a Three's Company. Like we got the nosy, creepy neighbor coming over and be like,
I'm really glad I don't have a neighbor that comes over that thinks that they can just show up all the time
Yeah.
to come talk to me.
That would
You
suck.
know? Yeah.
yeah, I got one.
Oh, 'cause-
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh.
It shows up more than I'd like.
Oh no.
I'm just like, I don't.
We don't have to know each other. All we have to do is peacefully coexist. That's it. That's literally all we have to do.
Like we don't got to be friends. I
No.
don't want to be.
I don't
No.
have neighbors that just show up.
No.
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 No, I
No.
got 80-year-old neighbors who show up and want to be friends.
No.
That's
Oh, God.
crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Love this
crazy.
apartment. Moving out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Been there long enough.
Well, Gary Busey does come over to the house. I think at the same time that the neighbor also comes over. The neighbor,
Bruce Glover, yeah.
so I get the scene
Gene.
is positioned like
Yes.
Gary Busey is like alpha dog protecting Mimi Rogers from creepy neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah, and we like him in these scenes because he's stopping the very obviously creepy neighbor from
Mhm.
being creepy neighbor.
Yes.
Like who's touching her just a little too inappropriately on the small of her back and everything.
Mhm.
And just
Doesn't
like,
know when to
"Hey."
leave.
Doesn't
Yeah.
know when to leave. It's just like inflating his importance of being there, and just like, just go away.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
doesn't want you. She also doesn't want you, Gary Busey.
Yeah.
But also, like,
But in that
creepy neighbor
situation, earns him the points, right? She's
Yes.
like, I like how you handled him and all that. And he's
Yes.
like, great. And this is a meet cute. And God damn it, we just want these wholesome kids to end up together,
going. Sure.
right? Because clearly he's the better choice
Yeah,
than
we just
that
want what's best for
nasty
everyone
Michael
here.
McKean.
The thing is, even if that were true, the way they would have to get together, like just there's no getting around that.
Yeah.
Like there's no getting around. So he was a hider in my house,
Yeah,
and then we
there's-
fell in love.
There's no if it were true.
Yeah, exactly.
There's this TV series out there where it's just like he was hiding in my house, but then we fell in love. That's
Right,
the old
yeah.
Jerry Springer show.
Right?
Right.
We can make this show. Copyright 2026 Saturday Night
No,
Freak Show.
no.
No, we don't know. Like, that's what people want to see. We're in trouble. Like,
What if that movie that just came out, the drama, The Secret, is that Zendaya was the hider in the house of Robert Pattinson, and now they're getting married.
go.
That would be better than what the secret actually
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I'm gonna spread the
Oh,
rumor that
jeez.
that's what the story actually is.
I would see that movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna post a bunch of confusing
Okay, we're gonna
letterbox
talk about
reviews.
that off-
We'll talk about it.
Oh,
all night,
yeah. Ugh, God.
So-
we're gonna talk about that off mic. Yes.
Cringe.
The okay, so I think we've also set up that she has a friend. This is Rita.
Rita.
Yes.
And Rita, of course, sees Gary Busey and is like, well, if you don't want him, I'll take it. Because, I mean, I guess the idea is, her husband has moved out. And so that's why the guys are kind of circling in. The kids are upset and she's upset that Michael McKean has never called.
Yeah.
But we find out why.
Good old tape recorder, your old answering machine. Gary Busey's just erasing all the messages he's leaving.
Yeah.
I miss this being a plot point in movies and TV.
Erasing messages.
Yeah.
I know.
Or forgetting to erase them and someone hears something they're not supposed to. I like that one too.
Yes, I miss this. Just
It's a good plot device.
It's a good plot device for everything, but also like I missed that point. That he was deleting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they
that.
showed it. Yeah.
They showed him like...
I
Yeah.
remember it, him pushing the button and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like...
He deleted the messages and then stole the flowers too.
Mhm.
Right, the flowers.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, what's the next major thing that happens before Michael McKean comes back in the... Oh, well, he kills Rita.
He kills Rita.
And the fish.
Well, because he thinks everyone's gone for the day, so he takes a shower.
So he's having a day. He's like, I'm the dad of the house.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because as soon as Michael McKean is gone, he is like tucking the daughter into bed at night and turning the lamp off and watching her sleep.
Yes.
Oh, this is my family now.
As soon as he's gone.
There was a really good moment of tension that this movie actually had a lot crammed into it.
Very
So
good tension.
yeah.
A very tense
The
movie.
best one I thought was when he was watching Mimi Rogers sleep when she was drunk.
And he fell asleep.
He fell asleep in a wicker rocking chair, which is like the loudest chair known to man. Fell
worst
asleep
chair to
rocking in a
fall
wicker
asleep in.
rocking chair. And then he wakes up and it's clearly morning, like the kids are going to get ready for school. And then you hear one of the kids always say, "Hey, Mom, are you awake yet?" And whew, that's some good
and he
tension.
like snaps awake, and
Yeah.
I believed he actually woke up.
Yeah.
Like
It's only worse if you fell asleep in a
Yeah.
papasan chair. or something.
Yes.
oh
It's
god,
the way it gets worse.
that
Yeah.
would be so
Because
bad.
they're so hard to get out of.
It's like, oh,
so hard to get out of.
falls over and tips it over. Yeah.
I have a papasan chair. My dogs won't sit in it. And I think it's because they're like, look at it and they're like, that's unnatural. And I won't be able to
Yeah.
get out of it. Yeah.
Those things are really hard to get out
Yes.
of.
I miss papasan chairs, which would fit
They're comfortable,
right in
yeah.
with the interior of this house. I
Yeah.
feel.
Yes.
Oh, I miss those.
Yeah. They're hard to get through a doorway, but they're worth it.
Oh,
yeah.
But the tensions in that
Yeah.
scene, he like wakes up before her, then hides in the shower.
Yes.
Because we're like, where did he go?
Yeah.
And of course, she goes into the bathroom and he's like in the...
Right, but she's hung over, so she's
Yeah.
like not paying attention to shit. And
So
like,
she's about to get in the shower. It's like, oh, and
Kids
then,
call.
Kids are
Yeah.
yelling at her.
Well,
yeah.
and the shower is like the ripple glass.
Yes.
So we can see him. And if you look at the shower, you can see he's in there.
Yes.
So it's not like she has to pull back the shower curtain. All she has to do is look in
No.
that direction and she'll
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And
But we see him like slide down.
so that was great.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I've been hungover enough not to notice people in my house before.
Yeah.
I'll give her a
Yeah.
pass on that.
Mhm.
No, all you're thinking about is how bad your head hurts, how
Yeah, just,
dehydrated you
what
are.
can I
Yeah.
do? What can I do?
Mhm.
ultimately, this friend Rita comes over to the house unannounced while he's like taking advantage of everything and that because he eats their food and
He puts on the dad's aftershave.
He
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. And he wears his robe that's
Yeah.
He does wear
monogrammed.
his robe.
so that was the one where it's like, well, how are you going to get out of this one, Gary Busey?
Yeah.
You know, she caught you dead to
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here?
You remember in Clue Gulager when he would finally kill his sister? He's like, I'm a bachelor now, and he's just like wearing a wife beater and spitting
Yeah.
on himself and eating chips and all that
Yes.
shit. And he's like, I'm the man of the house now. That's what it reminds me of. Just that.
Yeah, and he could have come up with a better lie, I think, but he didn't really. He's just like, because this is where the breaking point really happens, where for the rest of the movie now he's the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Because he tells her that Julie needs him to look after the house, which sounds normal enough.
Sure.
And then he
then
keeps
he-
explaining it and
Yeah.
says that it's his family now.
And it's
And
like, we're
yeah.
together. She tell you about us. We're together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm watching the like. He really goes in for it.
Because
Just
it was like at first he's just like, oh yeah, I'm watching the house party, and she's like, oh okay, and then she's like, wait, why are you wearing Phil's robe?
yeah,
And that's when he loses all control.
Yeah.
yeah,
Busted.
yeah.
Bust.
He's got no way out of it.
No,
And so he accidentally kills her by tackling her to the ground and breaking the fishbowl.
Snapping her neck. Yeah,
Snapping her neck.
she kicks the fishbowl and it shatters and goes everywhere with the goldfish. And that actually comes back, which I didn't expect it to. That was
Yeah.
a nice
Yeah, it
use
was
of
good they
that.
kept track
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
This movie had enough time to do that.
Mhm.
This is a longer movie, but
yeah.
everything seems to breathe
Mm-hmm.
within this movie, which is nice.
But after he kills Rita, he goes and buys a new goldfish in a new
Yes.
bowl.
Yes.
But the goldfish is like 3 times the size of the one that was in there. Yeah. And Mimi Rogers, I like that her character is smart and that she notices things like that. I like that she's not a stupid character that's missing all these obvious things, you know? So
I don't know how he bought the fish though. Where is he getting money?
Yeah, we're questioning like how he's able to buy anything.
Yeah. I'm questioning
maybe it's all
why
cash instead of credit cards. He's just taking the cash.
But how would he have had cash? Oh, from
stealing
their
cash
cash,
from her purse and stuff? Maybe.
Yeah.
But also like
That
what?
used to be a lot easier in the 90s.
Yeah.
There should have like. Is there not like a caseworker checking on him to make sure he has a job? And
There should be.
like.
No, he was done. They made it very clear that was the last
Even Vic
appointment
Vega
that he
had
was going to have.
a guy he had to report to, you know, and all that shit.
So at this point, I think because we've already established that like he has, you know, he's working himself up to asking her out on an actual date.
Yeah.
He saved, you know, Holly from drowning. He teaches Neil self-defense, and like you just got to kick that kid in the balls and beat him up, hit him here, kick him in the face.
Yeah. Prison fight. Yeah.
Right. That slow progression of him ingratiating himself with the family.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I think it's a good build up for this. You know,
He's building trust with the kids.
Trust with the kids and everything, which is a good way to get in with that. But then he like, you know, slowly but surely like goes a little too far.
Yeah.
Telling the kid like, yeah, just kick him in the balls and then punch his teeth out. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, maybe I'll decide that and shit. And it's like, okay, all right, maybe we went a little too far. So it's like, it's interesting to see him go just a little too far, which gives away his game a little bit. And it's not like one thing gives it all away at once. Like, it is a good progression up to,
up
hey,
until
this is not a good dude to have around.
Yeah.
So they are working that very well.
I think it comes to a head at that point where he comes to the door to ask her out.
This is the point.
Yeah.
Because if nothing else, we're all shouting at the screen, hey, call the cops.
Right.
Because this guy is not right. Pounding on the door.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, yeah, because
This scene is really.
has everyone ever looked at you?
I think it's the hardest to watch.
I'd really like a cup of coffee.
I've had someone not take no for an answer this many times in a row before. Yeah,
I've definitely had someone not take no for an answer. Yeah,
Ladies, I'm sorry.
I think this is the hardest scene to watch in the whole movie.
Honestly, like I was like getting anxious.
Yeah.
It's not good because
they're always the wanting to be nice and not knowing what the limit is, and just.
But yet they're doing violent things while they're claiming they're being nice, like him stopping the door and putting his foot in it and not letting her shut. That's like. That's escalation, you know.
Just
so
the first not taking no for an answer is just it. You know, like that's just no.
Yeah, because she rejects him multiple times, and then he gets angry.
Yeah,
which is not uncommon.
And is this woman not dealing with enough?
Yeah, like she's
She just moved into this new house. She caught her husband cheating on her. We didn't mention her kids set fire to toys in the attic.
Yeah, the kids set the attic on fire for a hot second.
Because he was acting out because his dad left, and now she's got these two creeps
in a very convincing way.
Yeah,
he's like, I wasn't just laying on the fire. I thought I was pretending they were dead.
Yeah,
but then he freaks out in a very like visceral, real way.
It's very realistic.
Jesus.
Get this kid a therapist tomorrow. Yeah,
therapist and an Oscar.
Seriously.
And now with Gary Busey's true colors revealed, Phil comes back into the picture. He actually goes to the house and he's like, I've been calling you forever. And then it's like, oh, the game really is up. And she's like, I didn't get any of your messages. And then they have a big heart-to-heart, which I actually like. Her performance in that scene is like really like genuine. And you're like, oh, you're channeling, you know, something probably, but it's totally convincing.
Yeah, honestly, both of them talking, I was like, this feels like a real conversation.
Yeah.
It feels like, it feels like two people actually in a marriage confronting this situation.
They have good chemistry together.
Yeah,
like acting
it felt
chemistry.
real.
Yeah. And they bang. And Gary Busey listens on the intercom. Rage listens, I guess. Yeah.
Because they're
stroking his shins. You know, like
they're gonna give it a shot to work it out.
And his whole plan is falling apart all around him, and the kids are happy that Dad's back, and it's like shit. And then of course Dad's like, well, I guess I am moving back in. I got to go buy some new clothes.
Well, he's like, I'm gonna go get my new stuff. Well, come on, kids, I'm gonna go get my stuff.
Did this seem reasonable? The him.
What?
His apology?
Like him, reasonable that he was wearing her sweater?
Well, just like him getting back into it and apologizing. Do you think she should have accepted him back for this apology?
To be honest, like we're only seeing their marriage from him being a dick to now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at like the whole picture. I think anyone can fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't know their situation other than what we've seen.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just
how many
you
years
know,
they had
I
together.
think
And
people love each other. Like,
Right.
I think they,
But we
they
all-
give a
but-
hint of that. Like in his apology, I got that, I did kind of feel like that history before the movie started, which was like, I liked that. Like that he was like, don't hate me, and I'm like, oh, because they have known each other for like a very
yeah, like
long
they've
time.
been through a
Yeah.
lot. And
Yeah.
It
But
feels
here's-
like they,
Does she know about the first instance of cheating though? Because he says that this is like this was going to be a one-time thing before, and he's meeting back up with this girl again.
Yeah, this is the second time.
Yeah, this is the
same
second
girl.
time, same
Yeah.
girl.
Does that
What does she
necessarily-
know?
Does that necessarily matter in the whole?
I think it does.
Okay.
Because I
'Cause
think
he's
it's more
assuming-
lies.
I
If
don't
you're,
I think he's
Yeah.
assuming that she saw Gary Busey like in the interim. Also,
He
'cause
makes a
sees
comment
it.
about it, yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah.
is happening, but
yeah,
yes.
he thinks they're even, and
So can
she
they
has no
still,
idea.
Yeah.
Get
Mhm.
back together? So and then Gary Busey, where does he? How's he get in? He just shows up. He sneaks down the stairs. I can't remember where
There's
he's
a lot of this
introduced into
movie
that.
Where
He's-
Gary Busey is just in the house.
Just
Yeah.
there.
That happens a lot.
Well, they establish earlier in the movie after he builds the
Oh,
the room
right.
in the
She
attic,
finds him.
after he builds the room in the attic, he puts like
pegs,
in
yeah.
the house so he can climb up to the window.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's been climbing in and out of the window the whole time.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does have
So
an entryway
he
up
makes
that
his
way.
way back to the attic.
And while
Mhm.
they're gone,
Yeah.
she hears sounds in the attic and goes up to investigate.
Mhm.
And he has left his little cubbyhole door open.
Mhm.
And she's like, "What the fuck?" And goes in there.
A gun has been introduced into the scenario.
She went and
at
got
this
it because
point.
she's suspecting he's behind it all
Right.
now.
Well, because we have seen. I think we
Well,
gotta go back. The shovel and the guy outside the door.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
yeah.
we get a scene where who's he burying this time? It's Rita.
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 He's burying
Yeah.
Rita. Like Gary
Yeah.
Busey has killed Rita. He has
Mhm.
laid with her for a
Yeah,
significant
and he
amount of
buries
time, it
them
seems.
all in the
Right,
garden.
in the garden, but he's burying Rita
Yeah.
with the full moon right
Mhm.
2 feet from him,
Yeah.
as we see. But then we see like Mimi Rogers sees someone outside the door,
Mhm.
like shuffles away real quick. She sees a shovel sitting out there, like she's freaked out by all of this stuff.
Which also
Before
could
she goes
explain
up to the
why
attic,
she
you see?
lets Phil back into the house. I think it was right. Was that was before that, because I think Phil showing up is like, I would rather have him in here than Gary Busey. Gary Busey had just been at the door.
Mhm.
Gary Busey
Right.
just went at the door. Yep.
And so
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
finds the hidey hole. Gary Busey is up there, and then she has to use reverse psychology on him to
I
convince
liked the moment that she realized it was him though, is because earlier in the movie he commented on her pottery, and she gave him one of the pieces of pottery because he admired it, and that was something her husband didn't do. So like,
Yes.
struck a chord with her, and so she goes up to the attic and she sees the piece of pottery she gave him sitting
Yeah,
there.
it's like, oh shit,
Oh.
Tom.
Yeah, that was a
Hold
nice
on,
touch.
good
I
time.
like that.
Check
yeah.
out his pottery. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is storytelling. That is-
Yes.
yeah.
It was great.
Well,
That
she
was nice.
manipulates
Yeah.
him pretty well. Like, okay, we should go back downstairs, and when Phil comes back, I'm gonna tell him.
She
that-
handled this very well.
That-
She did.
'Cause we were yelling at the screen like, invite him downstairs, get out of there.
Yeah.
She handled it well. Gary Busey's acting, I think, was very good in this. I love his
Yeah, they both did a good job
Mhm.
in this.
physicality when he's kind of just touching himself and rubbing his arms and
Mhm.
everything. Where
I
he's-
liked there was a subtle thing where he's touching the board next to her,
Yes.
where it's like you can tell he wants that to be her that he's
Mhm.
touching,
Yeah.
but he's touching the board next to her. It's
Right.
very I don't
He's-
know. There's
he's still got those things.
there's
where he
something very
won't-
intimate about it, and
Yeah. He does these very intimate things within the vicinity of two characters being together.
Yeah.
Like they're working in this very well.
Mhm.
yeah, it's good.
And they do go down, and Phil does come back with the kids, and then of course it's like, Phil, get out of here! He's crazy,
Phil,
you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And the battle ensues.
Everyone, I think, is a little too calm. I like what everyone's doing, but I think Mimi Rogers is a little too calm when she turns around and sees that it's Tom. Being in her house.
Yeah.
Like, out of everything that could be
Yeah.
happening, she turns around and sees Tom.
Right.
In the area where she sees someone has been living.
Right.
It could be just that she's shocked
Mm-hmm.
There is that shock, but I didn't see
because she starts to get upset.
she
Yeah, it's a
does.
survival
Yeah.
fight or flight
Right.
mechanism.
Yeah.
Like,
I think maybe my only thing was like I didn't see a lot of shock off the bat
mm,
of seeing him, but she plays it very well after
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
Yeah.
Tom, I think should considering the time of night, should also be a little more shocked that, or Phil should be a little more shocked that Tom has his wife and is coming down the stairs and be like, "Hey, how you doing? What are you doing here?"
Right.
Should be a little more alarmed. But again, you're coming into a situation where you don't know what's going on. So,
Well, it ends with a fight between the two guys that lays Phil out, and then
The kids run out and they run next door to the creepy neighbor.
and we were like, creepy neighbor's gonna save the day.
Yes.
No,
Well, it didn't go that way,
It
but
did,
it seemed
yeah.
like it,
it was.
might.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that.
Well,
but,
I guess he did in a way because he called the cops.
Yeah.
No, he contributed, but he wasn't
Yeah.
the hero. And
But he
yeah.
wasn't like coming over with a stick and then beating up, Gary Busey.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I'm okay with
Actually
it.
saving the day.
It was
which we-
actually it was the kids.
Yeah.
right, which we
The
didn't
kids ran
want.
next door. They're the heroes.
Had creepy neighbor done that, we would have.
I would have been pissed.
Yeah, we
Right.
wouldn't
I would have been
Right.
pissed.
Well, Chekhov's gun has been introduced, and
Yes.
so Chekhov's gun is going to fire before the end of the movie.
Right.
Yes.
And Mimi Rogers shoots Gary Busey as he's attacking Tom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And saves her husband, blows the guy away, and of course, as we know from Scream,
Yeah, he tumbles down the stairs.
Yep.
double tap.
You
Yeah.
gotta shoot him
Oh,
in the
you
head.
got to double tap.
You gotta.
Yeah.
I know he's taking 2 center mass shots,
Mhm.
but he's still
Yeah, no one wants to shoot anybody, but you got
Yeah.
an intruder in your house, just shoot him in the head.
Right.
But he,
Deal with the psychological after,
Yeah.
like, fallout
Yes.
later.
yeah.
she doesn't, and she tries to
He'll
walk
be
past
alive.
him, and then
Mhm.
he jumps up, grabs her, and he's got her like in the headlock,
Yeah,
and he's
doing
go-
both.
he's got the gun to his head. He's gonna do them both in at the same time,
Mhm.
That's nuts.
and then we
Yeah.
do hear a gunshot,
Yeah.
but it's from behind.
but it's like the
Hero pose cop
Yeah,
in the
then
door. Yeah.
2 cops in the doorway.
You
You
know-
full on hero pose.
You know, Halloween 5.
Yeah.
With the cops and the sound effect
Yes.
that happens
Yes.
around them.
Yes.
I kind of felt it for these 2 cops in the doorway.
You know, it's
Like,
funny
that
you
whole
mentioned
backstory.
Halloween 5 because Mustafa Akkad is a huge fan of this movie.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
And wanted to hire Matthew Patrick to do a Halloween sequel based on how he shot Gary Busey in this movie, but it just didn't work out.
Oh no!
yeah.
Oh, so we
Wow.
could have had the Matthew
Wow.
Patrick.
Well, there you go.
I cannot believe.
Oh, that would have been
you just-
Halloween 5.
Wow, I can't believe we connected.
I
that.
can't believe you just drew that conclusion.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
That was a thing.
Yeah, but if you think about the way he
Unreal.
shot, it is like Michael Myers. Like
It is,
especially
it
when
is,
when
yeah.
he's hiding in the
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah.
That is,
Oh,
yeah.
It really is.
It
Yeah.
is.
They're coming out of his little,
Or when he was in the closet
hidey
with the
hole,
shades too.
45,
Yeah.
4
It's-
and 5 are just, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very,
that's
yeah.
very funny.
It's true.
Wow.
Might have been a better movie than Halloween 5.
It might have been.
It's not so bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think at the end of it, it's like, okay, all has been restored to the world.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
The happy couple is going to go on. The kids are traumatized,
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kids are severely
right.
traumatized.
Right.
But you know.
but they're
We
alive.
didn't mention the dog.
Oh yeah, they find
She
she finds
oh,
the
yeah.
dog.
she finds
in
the dog in the garden. Yeah.
and that's awful.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's trauma you're still going to deal with the kids too.
And
So
that's it. That's,
Wait, I
that's,
like-
that's where my life is never the same.
yeah,
but-
Finding
exactly.
the dog buried in the garden.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
that is, somebody killed my dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody decided I shouldn't find it. Buried my dog in the garden.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then my mind goes wild from
I
there.
wonder
Yeah.
if there, because there was briefly the movie kind of tried to place suspicion on Gene, the neighbor.
Mhm.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, this is a good
good.
angle.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's
But
good angle.
it's never really explored. It's just kind of
No.
like, you know, you realize that from her perspective, Gene looks like the most obvious.
Right.
right.
Because there's
Uh,
not enough time to expound on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish there was just
I wonder if it was
a little
cut.
bit more.
I wonder
but,
if, I wonder if there
Maybe.
was more.
But yeah,
But-
they do
yeah.
hint at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, Gene.
Yeah. And then we're out of here.
that's it.
Yeah.
Was there something about an alternate ending or an ending
I
that
didn't
was
see anything
discussed or
about
something?
alternate
Okay.
ending. Nope.
All right, so that's Hider in the House.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to
Movie
go.
I never thought existed. I would see. Gary Busey would be in.
Oh, well, it was on. Yeah, if you frequented video stores back in the 90s, you saw the cover a lot.
I don't remember
did,
ever
and
seeing
this
it.
never came up.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to go around the table and tell you what we thought of the movie individually. But before we do that, we're going to have to answer some of your mail. And in order to do that, we're going to have to summon our mailman, Igor. Bring us the mail.
Masters, the mail. I've got the mail. So many letters. Our followers are rising.
Why, thank you, Igor.
He's the hider in our
He
house.
is the
Yeah,
ultimate
yeah.
hider
Yes,
in
he's hiding
the
right behind
house.
that wall there.
Yep.
Yep.
That
Mm.
is his title. That is what he does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Don't-
know he's there.
Right.
Yeah.
We
That's
know
the
he's there,
difference.
and he's not doing anything Igor, I'm sorry to associate you with this movie.
He's not a hider so much as like a watchdog.
Yeah.
Right.
There
He's
you go.
not doing
Yeah.
the stuff that Gary Busey is doing.
No.
At least we know he's
Yeah.
hiding in that.
Right.
It
I
was
don't
Yeah.
associate you, Igor,
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
this.
He's not a hider, he's a protector.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we should let the
A
good
watchful
folks.
protector. Dark Knight.
How can they get a hold of us if they want to participate on this interactive portion of our show? If they are following along on Facebook
Facebook.com/Saturday Night Freak Show.
or X
At Sat Freak Show.
or by email
SaturdayNightFreakShow@yahoo.com.
or on Instagram at Saturday Night Freak Show. MF Mad, the keeper of the Saturday Night
Yes,
Freak
sir.
Show Wall of Fame,
Mhm.
also wants us to know that Leonard Turmo
Oh.
Okay.
has made it to the Hallway of Fame. Leonard Turmo played George the Exterminator.
Gotcha.
Yes.
We've seen him twice before. He was a homeless guy in the 1998 Godzilla.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You remember that scene? Yeah? No.
Nope.
I remember the movie.
And he was also the desk sergeant in Fight Club.
Nice. Okay.
I'm
Sure.
drawing a blank on that one also.
Oh, that's-
But welcome to the hallway, Leonard. About tonight's movie, Hider in the House, Michael Whitaker says Gary Busey is a deranged vagrant terrorizing a suburban family while living in their attic, and he's also acting in this movie.
That was a good one. That was a good one. You guys remember a couple years ago, we sent it around the group chat, but he was just sitting on a park bench and pulled his pants down and sat on the park bench, and then a few minutes
God.
later pulled his pants up and walked away. That was kind of
that
it.
was around
You know,
the time he got busted
I
for
missed that.
Yeah.
what, he was touching a fan. At a
Yeah,
convention or
he
something like
he went
that.
to Monster Mania and will forever be banned. Yes.
And keeps on making
God.
social media posts. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like he's
he's not well.
not well.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Rogers says, Jesus Christ, I'm pretty sure Gary Busey didn't even realize cameras were rolling and that a film was being made.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is one of those rare movies that the casting is better in retrospect.
Yeah.
You know, watching it
Probably.
now and knowing how crazy Gary Busey is
Right,
now
and that's what I
really
said to
colors
Lulu.
it. Yeah.
I think we're putting a lot of Gary Busey into this movie,
Mhm.
which you know, it works.
James Boyce said, there's no way the writers of The Boy didn't see this movie.
Seriously, I was thinking about the
Yeah, I
boy
was
watching
thinking
this.
about
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Squeaky Bones. And all.
Yeah, I want to see, where's that letterbox list of like
People
people
in the
living in the
walls.
walls
Yeah, yeah,
movies? Yeah.
Was
I
it
just-
Housebound was the most recent
I think so.
one?
Yeah, no, I think everybody should have to post their whiteboard ideas
Yes.
for every movie they make
Mhm.
because this would have been up
Yeah.
there with
Yep.
the boy.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Krotzer says, classic Busey. One thing you can always count on is for him to give an interesting performance.
Mm-hmm.
I loved his performance in The Firm. His line reading of Julio Iglesias when asked by
Wow.
Tobin Bell, who hired you to do that, cracks me up every time, so much so that it's become a one-liner I use regularly. Sorry, Richard, that I didn't do it justice.
Oh, I need to
it has been
rewatch
a
The
hot
Firm.
minute since I saw The Firm.
Yeah.
He says, on a side note, I've always wanted to see a Gary Busey, Nick Nolte reality show where they take a
Oh,
road trip
man.
acroof America. How fun would that
Neither
be?
of those two should drive.
No, someone has to drive them. They have to be driven. Yeah, but that sounds like a golden idea.
Right? Pat Hatfield writes in and says, I only saw this once, but I don't recall liking it a bit. Despite being a fan of Mimi Rogers, Gary Busey, I can take or leave. That's all I can think of to say about this movie because it's not really worth talking about. For a better movie on the same subject, there's also a TV movie from the 70s called Bad Ronald. Now, Pat, I have heard about this movie my
Yes.
entire life.
Yes.
Scott Jacoby is Bad Ronald, and it is the story of a kid who grows up living in the walls of a house.
Whoa.
And I've always wanted to see it. I never have.
Sounds
That might
dark.
be
Yeah.
No, I've heard of
I'm
this.
down.
A great white
look this
whale
up.
right there.
Mhm.
Novato Judoka says, one, I now have to check the attic I've never been in. And two,
Yes.
Yes.
man, it's terrifying being a woman. My apologies on
Yep.
behalf of all men. It's a decent movie for something I've never heard of.
Oh, thanks.
Uh,
Yeah.
Ryan Abraxas says there's always a point in these movies where I think, maybe the wholesome mother of two and the deranged brute living in their crawl space will fall in love and live long, fulfilled lives together. And then a neck gets snapped, and that's pretty much it from there on. I enjoyed this one, and
Tale
I'm
as
looking
old as
forward
time.
to
Yeah,
hearing
yeah.
you talk about it.
That old chestnut. You know that old children's
Yeah.
tale from the sea.
Last week, we watched a movie called Under the Skin. The Kryptonian Orphan says, great episode and a great movie. A little highbrow for the Saturday Night Freak Show, but a great one. That scene on the beach still haunts me to this day. The callous nature of leaving that baby alone and the rising tide incoming stays with you. It was more disturbing than most current horror movies.
Hey, we contain multitudes.
Yeah.
All right, we can do a lot here.
Sometimes we have to go highbrow.
Yeah,
Okay,
we choose to.
it can't always be schlocky.
We choose to live in the schlock because
Yeah.
we love it, but that doesn't mean we're not capable of doing more.
Mike Welch said, I didn't understand Under the Skin, so I had to watch it twice just to be sure.
It had nothing to do with Scarlett Johansson being naked for a lot of it, right? That was not the reason at all.
Definitely not the
Yeah,
reason.
definitely. Yeah. Yep.
The week before that, we watched a movie called Bride of Reanimator. Action
Yes.
Dude writes in and says, hey, freakers, I really enjoy the Reanimator trilogy, mostly for its bonkers off-the-wall approach to horror and that it doesn't take itself too seriously. Is Brian Yuzna the poor person's John Carpenter? I kind of think so, but overall, I think the Carpenter's work has broader appeal. Also, I met Jeffrey Combs at a local pop culture con in my area. Seemed nice and gracious to talk with us fans, but also reserved in his demeanor.
That sounds about right.
Holly, you should watch Bride of Reanimator, and I should watch Frankenhooker, and we should make that.
Yeah.
Yes,
What the-
do it.
yes.
That should
Yeah.
be the thing.
Yes, do
Yeah.
it, do it. Because
For
I was
sure,
telling
for
Holly
sure.
that she would like it because
Yes.
we love Frankenhooker,
Right.
and
I do
it's
love
very
Frankenhooker.
similar.
Right. and
Yeah,
so you
Yeah.
would like that, and I would like the other one. We should do that.
Because we were talking about it, and I was comforted because I don't like Reanimator. It's icky.
hmm
It's
No, right.
Sean
I
nailed
don't
this
like
on
it.
the episode.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So
you
I
would
didn't
like this one.
That's what Michaela was saying. I was like, okay, that's comforting, and I will watch it.
Yeah, Holly and I were talking off mic about, Sean, what you and I were talking about, how Bride of Reanimator removes all the uncomfortable sex stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
is
and
what I
it's
have a
just
problem
body
with. Yeah.
horror
The invasive
grossness.
sex
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
The fun. There's more fun
Yes.
in Bride of
Right.
Reanimator.
So
Yes.
I will check it out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Frankenhooker's all fun.
It's
yeah, no,
all
no,
fun.
nothing but
yes.
fun.
Yes.
yes.
Well, last comment about Bride of Reanimator is from David Brown, and he says there's some movies you watch, which were not horrible, but you have zero desire to rewatch. This is one of those movies. I would rather rewatch the original than sit through Bride of Reanimator again.
Boom.
Okay. Well,
I said boom.
that's
I said
there's a
boom to that.
reanimator for everyone, is what I'm hearing. So
You know what?
that's my
There we
approach.
go.
Yeah.
That's just like, you know
Mhm.
what? You can find your own flavor and enjoy it.
Mhm.
Well, there you go. Well, thank you, each of you, for writing in. We really appreciate it. And now we're going to go around the table and tell you what we thought of Hider in the House, starting with
Holly.
Ah.
What did you think of Hider in the House?
You know, I had no idea what to expect with this.
Right?
Just based on the photo that I saw, I was like, okay, maybe Gary Busey's gonna be like a psycho killer hiding
Right.
in the
All
attic.
right,
Like it's gonna be
explain the photo.
It's the VHS cover,
Which-
yeah,
right?
it's the
Yeah.
VHS cover.
Which
It's
is ridiculous.
it's Gary Busey like peeking through a window, staring at is it
Mimi
Mimi
Rogers.
Rogers?
Yeah, sleeping.
yeah.
She's sleeping.
She's sleeping.
Yeah.
That's right. She's
Yeah.
sleeping,
Yeah.
and he's just like staring at her through the. But it's like
Which we get in the movie.
We get
which
in the
is
movie. Yeah,
hilarious.
it's so Busey. Like his hand on the window. That's what
Yes.
does it for
Yeah,
me.
the hand on the window.
Yeah.
It's so Busey-ish. Like,
And the
just
tagline
so
is,
much.
"You can't lock him out. He's already in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was gonna be more like maybe slashery, you know,
Yeah.
just based on that. And I didn't have high hopes for that being a slasher movie. I was like, this is gonna be terrible. So I did not know that it was going to be a thriller.
Yeah.
It was like elevated Lifetime, right? Like
yeah.
this was elevated Lifetime, but
But so good.
I loved every second of it. Like it was so fun. Gary Busey is being so Gary Busey,
Mhm.
and it's delightful. I enjoyed the whole thing. I think the writing was actually pretty good, which surprised me.
From the writer of Gotti.
The writer of Gotti.
Gotti.
But again, I'm like relating this to Lifetime, so it's like at that level, like
I think
it's
that's the
pretty
way to
good.
go.
But
Yeah.
also the
Yeah,
writer
so
of
you have
Dark City, which is a really well written movie
True.
and like a
Did Dark City
complicated
have a
movie.
fucking dolphin. It wasn't that the dolphin movie?
No.
Which was the dolphin movie?
Johnny Mnemonic.
That was Johnny
all
Mnemonic.
Oh, Johnny
Yeah.
Mnemonic. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
Different.
But didn't David Goyer like rewrite Dark City? Was it mostly?
I think so, yeah.
One of them
Yeah.
did the first
Yeah.
draft. Yeah.
But yeah, basing this on the fact that it's like elevated Lifetime, it's pretty solid writing. The acting is surprisingly good. I believed these people. I
Right.
believed their chemistry. I believed their relationships. Their conversations seemed natural, which is insane. Like, I
Insane.
can't believe I'm saying this. It is an insane movie because it's Gary Busey living in an attic. But it was very enjoyable. It was suspenseful.
Yes.
Shockingly,
Yes.
I was anxious several times watching this. But yeah, I think if you go into it knowing it's going to be a Lifetime-esque thriller from 1988 with Gary Busey, if that intrigues you, you're gonna like it. So I like that. So I'm gonna recommend it. I had a lot of fun watching this. Colin, what'd you think?
So I've never actually seen any of the Lifetime thrillers, but I know that it's a cottage industry over there. You guys have seen a lot of them?
You should explore more. Colin.
yeah.
I know. I've heard
yeah.
like they're basically the exploitation movies of today,
Yeah, I
right?
think
Yeah.
it's the thing we all want.
In the 90s, they were magnificent.
Yeah. Mhm.
There was like a new one every weekend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they were
Yeah.
glorious.
And they always
Nowadays
yeah.
it feels like they know what they're doing. And
they're
it's
in
kinda-
on it now.
It's
Yeah,
not
they're
the
in on
same.
yeah,
It's not the same. But
Yeah.
90s Lifetime was peak.
Ah.
It was so good.
So it was
Yeah.
like the Hallmark Channel, but for women in peril.
Yes,
it
it literally is.
it was
yes.
all like hand that rocks the cradle kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
It was
Yeah.
dramatic.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I don't have that to base it off of. So I mean, I watch it as I'm assuming this one has a higher caliber of performance
Yes.
And
and
budget.
production
Yes.
value. I don't know. Like every time Gary Busey was on the screen, I was, like watching him. He's just a curious
Yes.
performer. You
Yeah.
know, he makes odd choices. He's leaning in too much. He's, wiping his nose at odd times.
Yeah,
He's doing.
I don't know why that is, but that really got me. He's
Yeah, I'm
about
like,
to fall
that's a
asleep, he's like,
choice.
Yes, and he scratches his nose because it's such a little kid thing. Just be like, yeah, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
And he's got his little rabbit's foot like up by his
Yeah.
face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he's making those choices, and it's just like it's working for this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I guess, speaks to the caliber of actor that he, at least that he was,
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a compelling movie, which I guess I kind of didn't expect. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna, because it's like horror light. All the violence is really off screen.
Thrillerful.
It does kind of feel like a TV movie in some way, but with
Yeah.
like a studio film production behind it. But that said, I mean, I think Holly was saying the dramatic scenes actually work.
Yeah.
It's a combination of the writing and the acting.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it better. Well, I mean, makes it as good as it could be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess I was pleasantly surprised by it, and I would recommend it. I think it was if you're into that kind of thing, it'll creep you out.
I think
There might be a guy
it was funny,
living
like,
in your
it was funny,
attic.
like a few minutes into the movie, we're like, oh, there's a crane shot.
yeah.
Ooh.
This is, wait a second.
Like, ooh, look at this.
Wait a second.
Production value. Ooh,
Yes.
All right. I like it. Making me feel a certain type of way.
Right?
Yeah, I dug it. Sean, what'd you think?
I agree with Holly. I agree with Colin. I dug this movie. Far more entertained than I thought it was going to be. When we first saw that it was like an hour and 48 minutes, I'm like, ooh, what are we going to do with this movie? Because I'm
Yeah.
against any movie that's going
I think
getting anywhere near the 2 hour mark.
I think we all thought we were going to feel those minutes.
I think we all thought
Yeah.
that, and I did not
I
feel
didn't.
it because
didn't.
I was,
Yeah.
dare I say, enthralled by the performances of everyone in this movie. It is Lifetime movie elevated, and I love that. Gary Busey, I don't, we talk a lot about his head injury and whatnot, and what his acting was before and after. I don't know if I can make heads or tails of that, but all I know is he's doing a lot in this movie, and I really enjoyed it. It feels like he's working on stuff. He's entertaining. Everyone's really good in this. I don't know. It's really it's high pulp, and I love it. And I think you should watch it. Yeah. Wow. What I was very surprised
Shocking.
by this movie. Yeah, it was shocking. I
Shocking.
was surprised by this movie. I was entertained. I was on the edge of my seat for a lot of it. Like they're really doing it. And like I said before, they let this movie breathe, which it needed. I feel like it needed. Nothing was rushed for this. And I felt like the buildup of these characters to where they got to worked really well for me. Yeah, I liked it, and I recommend it to you. Yeah, Michaela, take us home.
All right.
This is a good one.
Hide Her in the House.
Hide Her in the
Yeah, it's
House.
been on my.
When you said last week, Hide Her in the House with Gary Busey, I was like, what the fuck are we gonna watch?
I like that it's all there in the title though. Hide Her in the House.
That's
Gary
it.
Busey.
It's
Boom.
there.
Movie.
Exactly
Yeah.
what you're
yeah.
gonna get. Yeah.
This has been on my list for a while, and I had seen the trailer and I'd heard about it, but I'd never actually seen it. And the trailer, the original theatrical trailer, doesn't even show like most of the movie. It shows a few shots of him in like the crawl space, but you don't get any sense of what he does outside of the crawl space. So the trailer kind of makes you believe it is more like a The Boy situation where he's moving around in the walls and isn't really coming out very much. So I was surprised to see how much he actually came out and did stuff and risked getting caught.
He's out there.
Yeah. One thing we didn't mention.
I knew you knew that. I knew it.
One thing we didn't mention is that when they move in, because they were remodeling their house, there was like a small scale model replica of their house that Gary Busey finds and takes into his attic with him, and then he whittles little wood people of everyone in the family and puts them in their rooms in the house. And then when Phil gets kicked out, moves his out and moves Gary Busey's down from the attic to the bedroom with Mimi
And
Rogers.
he makes it walk.
Yes.
It does. It's very fun.
And I feel like that's like a dead giveaway of something sinister is happening in a movie, right? Is if there's like a miniature version of the house. Sean, didn't you say like people that have miniature versions of their own house in the movie,
Within their
bad
house,
things
within the
happen?
movie,
Yeah.
never goes right.
Yeah, it's
Hereditary is the big one I keep thinking of, but I've seen it before. Never
Right.
goes well.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah, and so that was just another nice little detail this movie had. There was a lot more meat on the bone than I expected for this movie. I thought it was going to be like leaner and cheaper, more like a Lifetime movie. So I'm pleasantly surprised that it actually had a good budget and good cast and really good writing. The writing was way better than I expected it to be. I love the efficiency of the title sequence to just be like, here's who he is, and now watch him go. You know?
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Very efficient.
Loved it. Some people might consider it being a little too like spoon feeding its audience, but I'm not bothered by that because that's not why we're here. We're not here to learn about him being abused. Like you said.
No, yeah.
No,
I don't want.
Gary Busey hiding in a fucking house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't want that movie. I don't want the abuse movie.
but that's how we make movies now. We have to give the
I don't
whole
like it.
origin
I don't
story to
like it.
somebody. Like you said, Sean, if this was being made now, it would have been like Rob Zombie's Halloween, where we get so many
gross.
We get at
minutes
least a
of
half
child
hour
abuse.
this whole
Yeah.
bullshit,
Gross.
instead of just a quick credit scene, and then we're just like, oh, we know what we're doing, and Gary Busey is on the trail.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is funny to think of him as like a twisted Michael Myers in this movie, but because he gets released from a mental institution and goes to his home.
Yep.
He calls it his home. Yeah, it's just great. It's kind of like you don't hear about it enough, and I would love for this movie to have like a Miami Connection resurgence or something. You know, I would go to a midnight showing of this movie. That'd be so fun to watch this with a crowd, like a big. We had fun watching it
fun,
tonight.
yeah.
We were laughing and holding our breath. Yeah.
Right. And in that regard, I can't express to you the 1,000-yard stares that we get from Gary Busey.
Some directly into the camera.
Yeah.
Right. His facial expressions in this are fucking classic, hilarious, extremely entertaining.
Watching him
He's
try
doing
to process an explanation or
Love it.
excuse, is
Love it.
great. Yeah, it and it was genuinely suspenseful and tense, and I can't remember the last time I saw a movie that had suspense like that. So, and a lot of it's in the daytime that there's suspense happening too. So, big time recommend. Do yourself a favor. Go watch it. It's good.
watch this movie.
You will not feel the runtime. It moves quickly, and it's a pretty dense. There's a lot of stuff that he kills. What, 3 people? That's
think
pretty
so,
good.
yeah,
Pretty
at
good for a
least.
movie like this. I feel like a Lifetime movie, he'd kill maybe 1, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or have some close calls, you know.
Right.
But yeah. No,
Or
they-
like some unspoken kill.
Yeah. We're,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, big time recommend. Lived up to the hype.
All right, well, it's Hide Her in the House. That means by listening to this, you're contractually obligated
You are.
to watch it.
Who knew?
We forgot to say that there is like a thematic closure that he does try to burn her alive
Yes.
at the
Oh,
end.
God,
so,
yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
does. He does.
Yeah.
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 All right. So next week, we're going to watch a movie that's chosen by...
Colin, what are we going to watch next week?
Well, we've established that we're all big fans of Dexter here on this
Oh.
show, and
Yes.
apparently the creators of Dexter are also they show their horror movie bona fides, right? So this year they've cast somebody as the New York Ripper, and we figure we're gonna go back
Oh, no.
and watch
Oh, no.
Lucio
He's
Fulci's
the New York-
1982 The New York Ripper.
No.
Here we go. Get ready for some sleeves.
Yeah, if we go from a movie about a woman in peril to one of the most misogynistic movies probably of Fulci's career.
Sleeve.
Next week on the Saturday Night Freak Show. We
Holly's gonna
hope
get
you'll
mad.
join us.
Sleeves.
And until
It's
then,
not good. It may be great, but it's not
But it's
good.
overdue. We have to do
Yeah.
it. It's
We
our
should-
duty.
I
That's
mean,
true.
we are
It's
the Saturday
overdue.
Night Freak Show. We have to do
Yeah,
it.
it's
That's
time.
right.
It's time.
Yeah.
So the New York Ripper next week on the Saturday Night Freak Show. We hope you'll join us. And until then, ladies and germs, the basement is going dark.